Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Thursday, the 20th day of August. Today is National Radio Day. Happy Radio Day, Heidi.
Why, thank you.
Happy Radio Day to all you folks listening. It's also National Chocolate Pecan Pie Day. I don't think I've ever had one of those.
I have not.
Maybe today would be a good day to try one.
I don't think I've ever even tried regular pecan pie, honestly.
We should try both of them. Also, it is a Thursday, so we have a Dear John letter for today. And this Dear John letter, instead of it being sent to me, I actually saw this posted online. And then I reached out to the person that posted it, and I said, hey, can I use this for...
Right.
It's about child support and school supplies. And just when I read it, the number of people chiming in that were interested in this on both sides of the aisle, I was like, you know what? That would be a good one. And again, if we're going to have a Dear John letter that's going to not be funny, let's have one that might actually help people. So we've got a really good Dear John letter. Again, I won't say who it's from because I always keep that anonymous, but I do have that coming up later in the program. And you can chime in now if you'd like at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. The new way is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-659-7805. That's 800-659-7805.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Health officials say poultry is the number one leading culprit in food poisoning to this day. Has been for a while. Followed closely by beef and then leafy vegetables. So if you get food poisoning, chances are it's one of those 3 things.
Really?
It's either going to be...
I would assume pork
poultry?
would be up there.
No. Poultry is number 1, followed by beef, then by leafy veggies.
Well,
so,
there you go.
There you go as well. If you have you ever had food poisoning?
I'm sure I have, yeah.
I don't know if I have for sure, but I think I have. I've gotten sick after eating, but then I also have gotten sick after eating because I've just eaten too much. So maybe I have a problem. You're listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday. If you have a credit card, our friends at BetterCreditCards.com would like to make sure it's the best credit card for you. Take a few minutes to look at your current interest rate and then see what you get for points and perks. Then go to BetterCreditCards.com to see if they can help you find a better credit card. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you save money by getting a better credit card. Even if you don't have a credit card right now, you can check it out too at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com. This is Your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by Time4Rehab.com. An intoxicated Florida man allegedly spat on a child's face.
Ew.
And told the kid, now you have coronavirus.
What a loser.
Bad idea. Disturbing encounter took place at Ricky T's restaurant, Treasure Island. 47-year-old Jason Koppenhaver, first told the boy to take his mask off at the eatery and then asked if he could shake his hand. That's when he grabbed the boy's arm, put his face next to the child, telling the boy, now you have coronavirus.
Gross.
The man later tried to hit an employee twice. The worker grabbed him and escorted him outside until police arrived. He was charged with simple battery, disorderly conduct. They said that they don't believe that he actually had coronavirus. They didn't know for sure, but they were pretty sure he did not. He was intoxicated and was just being, in his mind, probably thought he's being really clever. It wasn't clever. It wasn't funny at all. It's a bad idea.
Gross.
It's what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Sylvester Stallone. I always thought he seemed like a neat dude.
I think so, too.
He bought a 2019 Cadillac Escalade for $409,000. It was custom built.
Whoa.
Automotive masterpiece. Features a 43-inch LCD UHD smart TV in the center divider, so between the front and the back. The TV is awesome. The vehicle is awesome, but he just put it up for sale. He's selling it. He paid $409,000. He's selling it for how much, Heidi?
I have no idea.
$350,000.
Okay.
So almost a $60,000 loss.
Well, yeah.
So I hope you enjoyed it. Recently, Ellen DeGeneres ratings have plunged to an all-time low. People are turned off by the ongoing toxic workplace culture backstage. They're like, yeah, I don't want it. And then last thing here is Disney. They delivered a teaser for Mulan live action version. And it's supposed to be coming out next month on Disney Plus. Film was sent to streaming platform after the theatrical release was postponed because of theaters being closed.
Yep.
If you'd like to see the trailer, I've got a link to the YouTube version of it in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
If you take Viagra or Cialis, call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. Call Pharmacy Shop 24/7 to get generic versions of Viagra or Cialis for as little as $2 a pill, plus free discreet shipping.
Call 800-214-7977. 800-214-7977. 800-214-7977. Again, that's 800-214-7977.
Now your scoop of the day. It comes your way courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. There's a new book titled Finding Freedom. You know what this is about?
I have not heard of it.
It tells a little tale of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle.
Oh, seriously?
Their side of the family feud, racism, and leaving the royal family.
Oh,
It's called
joy.
Finding Freedom. And I'll tell you what, online, there have not been many good things said about this. There's a lot of people that have turned against Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Like, that's the cool thing to do right
Kind
now.
of drama queens. I mean, I'm sorry, but how miserable could it have been?
I
You've
don't
got
know.
everything taken care
Well,
of for
that's
you.
where-
You've got servants.
Heidi, if you want to know, you can read the book.
I'm not going to read the book.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
I have a link to it in the show notes for anybody that does really care. UFC star, that's Ultimate Fighter, Conor McGregor. He's engaged now to his partner, Dee Devlin. They've been dating for 12 years.
Okay.
Talk about taking your time. This guy's good at
Want to
pacing
make
himself.
sure he wasn't making a mistake.
This has been going on for like a week now, and there's still a lot of folks very concerned over this. Fans of Dr. Pepper say it's getting harder and harder to find Dr. Pepper. Now they're tweeting out acknowledgments saying they're working to stock the shelves while keeping employees safe during the pandemic. The shortage applies to all flavors of Dr. Pepper, including their newer flavors and their cream soda, according to the brand. But yeah, there are like Dr. Pepper fan pages and groups on Facebook. That's how, like, people that are going, okay, I found some here. And then there's others going, I would never tell anybody where I found it because I would just buy it all. So there's people that are big fans. Do you have a brand like that that's like, if there was a shortage, you'd go buy all that you could get?
No.
I don't think I do either.
No. I mean, I'm a Coca-Cola girl. That's my thing.
But if it was...
But I wouldn't.
You wouldn't go hoard it?
No.
Yeah,
but I also didn't think I would about Twinkies. And,
Yeah. I remember. We didn't
and
really...
but we looked.
We didn't really go out of our way. We happened to...
Yes, we did.
We were traveling and we stopped at a place that
Speak
still
for yourself.
had one.
I was looking
Okay.
for Twinkies.
But I'm telling you right now, we drove 2 hours and got Twinkies, but we wouldn't have made
And
that
then
trip.
now
We were
that
going
they're
to see your family
available,
anyway.
I really don't buy them, just like I really didn't
Same
beforehand. But
It's like, hey, Twinkies are back
So
in
who
stock.
knows? I
Like,
just
what?
might. I don't
now
know.
that they're readily available, I really don't care. You tell me I can't have one, all of a sudden I got a hankering for a Twinkie.
right.
A story at Florida. There's a man who entered after hours and carefully dismantled a surveillance camera as not to be caught. But what he didn't do was dismantle the other 3 cameras that were watching him.
Funny. Dismantle that one camera.
So they had cameras set up to cover the whole store. He just dismantled one camera, and he thought, okay, I'm in the clear. No,
Funny.
you're not. You're really not in the clear. And one final story here. A 95-year-old California man just logged his 100,000th mile on a bicycle. 100,000 miles. He's 95. So congratulations to you. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show. Nobody wants to buy car insurance. It's not a fun thing to think about, but it's something you need if you want to drive your car. So even if you don't want to buy insurance, you probably have to get it from someone. So why not buy it from InsuranceChicken.com? Okay, I'll admit, our website name is dumb. InsuranceChicken.com. Yeah, our marketing department is not that great. But our selection of insurance options is amazing. See if we can save you money each month on our dumb website, InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com. And it's time right now for
Dear John Letters.
Dear John,
All right, I got a good Dear John letter question for today, and I'm gonna tell you, instead of somebody sending me this one, I actually found this on Facebook. I was scrolling through, and a friend of mine on Facebook had posted something similar. I always kind of tweak them a little bit to make them fit,
Sure.
And I make sure that I take out any info so nobody knows who it is, because we always make these anonymous. But I asked him for permission because I think there are probably a lot of people that fall in this category. And it never even dawned on me. Never thought of this. Ever. Did you ever think of this?
Yes.
Have you
I've
really?
been through it,
Okay,
so yes.
Well, I'm looking forward to your advice on this then. So here we go. Dear John, I pay through my teeth for child support for my kids, and it leaves me very thin at times. My oldest daughter stayed with me last week, and we were instructed to not pick up school supplies. Fine. Okay. No mention of a backpack needed. But now I'm being asked by my daughter's mom to pick out a backpack. Now, yeah, it could be a special trip, and I could take my daughter shopping and let her pick out her own backpack for maybe $20 or $40 for a nice one. But I'm wondering, but am I wrong to tell her mom that she receives a hefty amount of child support each month from me, and that is what those funds are for? Should I just buy the backpack and not start an argument, or should I say something about this? Merely asking for opinions, not trying to start a riot or anything. Signed, Backpack Daddy. Now, like I said, I had never even thought about this before. I've never been in this situation. You have been in this situation. So you probably have a perspective on this. So I'll be quiet and let you talk for a second.
I do. I actually, being the woman who did buy the supplies, I really don't feel like the father should be providing additional money in addition to the child support, as long as he is actually paying his child support. I wasn't always that lucky. My ex was not paying child support.
So you're
but
saying...
if you are receiving child support every month, that is exactly what those funds are for. Those are to make sure your child has clothes. Yeah. Those are to make sure that your child has school supplies. Yes, it's to make sure that your child is provided for in all of the things that they need. And I don't think that additional funds should be requested from the father. I
wonder how many people listening right now thought that's what you were going to say. I bet you probably surprised at least one person, maybe even more people, because I'm sure there had to be people going, well, I know what Heidi's going to say, because if she was in this situation. But you were in the situation, and like you said, if they're paying, that wasn't always the case. But if they're paying their child support, that is what those funds are for. So I was amazed on Facebook how divided this was. And it was almost exactly divided, male versus female. Not completely, but it was...
So females were...
Well, again, it wasn't completely, but a lot of them, there were females that were saying that doesn't cover everything. That's not fair. It doesn't cover everything. And, so...
everything like what?
I don't know.
I mean, if you're expecting to pay your mortgage or your rent with child support money, you know what? That's not really fair, because you would have been paying that whether you had that child or not, and you separated from your spouse. So you still would have been giving yourself a place to live, and he still has to provide himself a place to live, and he's giving you money. So I feel like the child support is meant to cover...
support the child.
Right. And you could argue, well, paying for rent is supporting my child. Well, yes, but you would have also been paying for that for yourself. So you can't say 100% of that child support goes towards making sure we have a place to live, unless you're doing absolutely nothing to provide for yourself. And in that situation, is that really the ex's fault? I don't think so.
Well, again, like the last line in this letter, he says, not trying to start a riot or anything. So we're also not trying to start a riot or anything. I was absolutely fascinated by this question, because, again, it never even really dawned on me. Again, I have never been in this situation. I've never paid child support, never had anybody paying me child support. I've never been in that equation. If you would like to chime in with your advice to Backpack Daddy, and by now, because this was like, I don't know, Sunday maybe that I saw this online. Right. It was this like last weekend. I don't know if he's made a decision on what he's going to do yet or not, but I would love to see what folks think. If you would like to chime in on our Facebook page, you'll find this. It's posted there with a little picture of our Dear John letter typewriter that says Dear John, and you can chime in with your comments, and I'd love to see them. And some already have. Thank you for the folks that have. And if you'd like to submit a Dear John letter for next week, you can do that in the same place. Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. The new way is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-659-7805. That's 800-659-7805.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The Twilight movies, have we watched those? I don't think we have. I know my sister-in-law is a big fan of those.
I did,
And I think I fell asleep.
and I didn't care for
And I
them.
know there's people that are big fans, so I'm not trying to be rude because if you like it, that's cool. Like it. That's awesome. But here's the cool fun fact. The brooding silence in the Twilight movies adds up. If you splice it all together, there's 26 minutes of quiet staring during the Twilight movies. That's a lot of time with nothing being on, just them staring at each other.
But they're talking with their eyes.
Oh, hey, we should try that. Is it
Talk
working?
about silence. Those movies where it is nothing but silence, those movies are so awkward.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's very
So awkward.
I was trying to just give you the silent treatment, but you didn't even notice. So this is today's fun fact on the John and Heidi Show. If you have a credit card, our friends at BetterCreditCards.com would like to make sure it's the best credit card for you. Take a few minutes to look at your current interest rate and then see what you get for points and perks. Then go to BetterCreditCards.com to see if they can help you find a better credit card. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you save money by getting a better credit card. Even if you don't have a credit card right now, you can check it out too at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com. Now, a news headline from somewhere in this world, Dateline, Switzerland. Scientists in Switzerland say they've developed a method to make mice glow in the dark.
Why would anybody need this?
Well, they did it, Heidi, whether you need it or not. They've developed a method to make mice glow in the dark.
Alrighty.
Again, I don't know why. They did this in Switzerland. They had nothing else to do, so they said, hey, let's see if we can make these mice glow in the dark. The sad thing is they were probably trying to do something else. They were probably trying to cure coronavirus or something, and they said, okay, how'd that one work? Yeah, it didn't work. Turn the lights off, let's go. And they turn off the lights and all the mice are glowing. They're like, well, we
possibly
found an interesting side effect. This
Crazy.
is a news headline from somewhere in this world.
If you take Viagra or Cialis, call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. Call Pharmacy Shop 24/7 to get generic versions of Viagra or Cialis for as little as $2 a pill, plus free discreet shipping.
Call 800-214-7977. 800-214-7977. 800-214-7977. Again, that's 800-214-7977.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. They're on a roll, by the way. Lately, their gifts on there have been quite interesting.
Oh, yeah? I haven't seen...
There was one yesterday, 2 days ago. I don't know. It was a hoodie that had a kitty cat dressed as a cowboy riding a shark through the galaxy.
Okay.
I think we need those matching.
I don't
we need
think
those
I
matching
do.
hoodies. Anyway, the WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com brings you weird news. Here's weird news today. Several guests at Walt Disney World Wilderness Lodge took to social media after a vehicle broke down the stairs near the front lobby of the resort.
Oh, my gosh.
Chris, a guest who had just finished breakfast, posted images of the vehicle. One Twitter user said the driver decided to take down the stairs. However, we do not have confirmed what exactly happened. A video of the incident was even posted onto the pass holder page. Says here, thousands were shocked. Twitter users told in a private message, I'm staying at the Grand Floridian. I was over at the Wilderness Lodge for breakfast, came upon the scene. She confirmed that a tow truck had come to move the vehicle. So I don't know what happened there exactly.
Somebody was angry and
Yeah.
went at the hotel.
Apparently, some weird stuff right there. This is today's Weird News, brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for your moment of duh, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. Here's your story for today. First responders in southwest Kansas were called to report of explosives. They said, hey, there's some explosives in this vehicle. Turns out it was just a big beef stick.
Oh, wow.
4:45 p.m. Wednesday.
Must have been a really big beef stick.
Police and firefighters show up because they thought there was a stick of dynamite on the dash of a vehicle. Upon arriving, they secured the area. They discovered the item in
How
question
embarrassing.
was just a beef stick, still in its wrapper even. Police say there were no explosives, no threats to the public. The vehicle owner came out and removed the suspicious beef stick from the dash.
Oh, how embarrassing. Oh, my gosh.
Nothing to see here.
Yeah.
Just me and my giant beef stick.
Wow.
So do you think it would have looked like dynamite? I don't
It
know
must
why that
have.
would. Yeah, I don't know. Must have. This is today's.
Unless it was maybe like a summer sausage log.
Yeah, it could be.
If it was a really big,
With
you
a
know, one
wick.
of
No, probably
one of
not.
those it might have from
Why
a
would it have a
distance. I don't know.
fuse? I don't know. It's today's moment of duh. Nobody wants to buy car insurance. It's not a fun thing to think about, but it's something you need if you want to drive your car. So even if you don't want to buy insurance, you probably have to get it from someone. So why not buy it from InsuranceChicken.com? Okay, I'll admit, our website name is dumb. InsuranceChicken.com. Yeah, our marketing department is not that great. But our selection of insurance options is amazing. See if we can save you money each month on our dumb website, InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com. Time now for fake news or Florida. Heidi, tell me, is this a true story from the great state of Florida, or is it fake news made up to trick you and amuse me? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Fake news or Florida? Palm Beach County man charged with animal cruelty after he was caught blowing marijuana smoke into an iguana's face trying to get the iguana high. Fake news or Florida?
I'll say Florida.
It is fake news today. Man, they are good. You've been fooled like 3 or 4 times in the last week.
I'm just not on my game.
No, here's the thing. I got to say thank you to our listeners for stepping it up because I'm terrible at this. You always guess mine.
Yeah, I pretty
You're
much
really
always
good at
guess
guessing mine. But you know who's really good at
I
tricking
just know you too well.
Our listeners, really good at tricking you. Really good. So if you would like to trick Heidi, you can submit your fake news or Florida. And if it's a true story from Florida, that's cool too. But you can do all of it in the show notes, at the bottom of the page of the show notes at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It's actually an adorable story. Comes your way courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. Here's the headline. Teacher transforms desks into social distancing trucks. It's really neat. A kindergarten teacher in Texas went above and beyond to make her classroom kind of a fun, safe environment for the students because they have these little like windshield things that they have to put on there anyway. So she decided, well, if I'm going to do that, I'm going to do more than that. So all of these desks kind of look like a little truck.
Oh, cute.
They've got like little headlights and little tires on there. Jennifer Birch Pearson learned the desks had to have plastic shields, and she decided, I'm going to do more than that. She set her classroom up to look like a bunch of trucks on the road, and it makes all of the required things look like windshields. She said, maybe I'll shower today, haha, because she's been working so hard on getting
She's
all
been
this
in
stuff
there.
done. Students who will be entering the classroom might have a rough time, but clearly they're in the hands of a caring teacher, and that's something all parents can be grateful for. It says thank you to the teachers who, like Miss Pearson, are doing all they can to make our kids feel safe and happy. And I like that.
That's adorable.
Because
That's
everybody
super
wants to make
cute.
sure their kids are safe. That's a really important thing. But this is a way to do it and say, you know what, in addition to having these safety precautions, it doesn't look sterile. It doesn't, feel like you're going into some weird environment. I think the kids are going to have fun.
I think so too.
And that would have been a really neat way, to come up with some
And
sort of
kindergarten is a little
mass-produced
scary
thing.
for kids anyway. Can
Oh,
you
yeah.
imagine walking in and it looks like you're entering some medical facility? It
That
would be terrifying.
It would be really scary. Well, I've got a link to that story. It's at the bottom of the page in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Want to remind you, you can also chime in with your answer for our Dear John letter. You can do that on our Facebook page, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.